We're good? All right, folks, welcome. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. No attendance tonight, correct? It's an informal meeting. So, welcome everyone. This is our annual, in this case 2022, swearing in of our chiefs and officers of the Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, an organization that the entire community is so very proud of. These men and women respond to literally thousands of calls a year, working fires, and boy, if we had a heck of a year. Not only crippled by a pandemic, but we've had working fires, we've had some tough calls, but these folks are there to protect us day in and day out. I often brag as the mayor of this place that Fort Lee is blessed with some of the best emergency services that the state of New Jersey has to offer, and I can assure you that the Volunteer Fire Department puts me in a position, and us in a position to say that. So. And if you're ever wondering whether these men and women are qualified and experienced, strike a conversation with any one of them. The knowledge, the information, the facts that they're able to present to you on fire safety, fire prevention, putting out fires, how to work equipment, it's really incredible. And when you sit up here, I can't begin to tell you how proud you are to associate yourself with these men and women that volunteer for this community. So this is our 2022 swearing in of our chiefs and officers. We're going to first hear from our ex-chief, Brian Drumgoole. We'll then at one point turn it over to our chief, Pat Peluso, and then we're going to get into the swearing in, if that's okay with all of you. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask ex-chief Brian Drumgoole to please come forward. Brian, welcome.
Good evening. You often hear Mayor Mark speak about how when a resident dials 911, a chain of events start to take place, which result in all of our emergency services working together to accomplish one goal. What Mayor Mark humbly forgets to mention is one chain in that link. That link is Mayor Sokolich, the entire Borough Council, Administrator Restaino, Borough Clerk Rosario, and each and every department head, employee, or volunteer that makes up the emergency services and the borough workforce here in the borough of Fort Lee. Without the support of this governing body, administration, borough workforce, the Fort Lee Fire Department would not be able to operate at the superior level it does each and every day. On behalf of the entire department, thank you. 2021 brought a lot of challenges to the fire department. We responded to just over 2,000 calls of service. Out of those 2,000 calls, we fought 5 structure fires in town. We assisted our mutual aid counterparts with countless structure fires and calls for service. Hurricane Ida brought levels of water to this borough that it has never seen before, which resulted in the fire department responding to over 200 calls in a 48-hour period. I stand here proud to report that all of these incidents were handled without any fatalities or serious injuries to our residents or department membership. With the assistance of the governing body, borough administration, and the fire department's administration, we instituted a retention program for the department's membership, which has become the envy of programs around the county. Just yesterday, I received another phone call from a department in Bergen County asking about the retention program and if I could assist them in presenting a program like ours to their governing body. We purchased personal thermal imaging cameras for every firefighter in the department to assist in locating trapped victims or visualizing dangerous levels of heat inside of a structure. We refurbished the department's bailout system so that each member of the department was provided a new device. God forbid they need to bail out of a structure during a fire due to deteriorating conditions. Then, Deputy Chief Peluso spearheaded the installation of an exhaust filtering system on each of the department's apparatus in an effort to keep our members safe while these pieces of apparatuses are operating. My fellow residents, I could stand here for hours and go on and on about what this department was able to accomplish in 2021, but that is not what tonight is about. Tonight is about the swearing in of 3 individuals who I have no doubt will continue to move this department forward. I've had the distinct honor of working with Chief Peluso, Deputy Chief Onufray, Battalion Chief Klein throughout my firefighting career. You should know that there is not a more dedicated, educated, and committed set of individuals in this state other than these 3 individuals. I wish each of them luck on their future endeavors and know that our department is in the best hands possible. To each and every member of this department, it is you who make being chief easy. It is you who wake in the morning at the sound of a pager to rush to help people who you never, ever met before. It is you who don a set of 100-pound gear in extreme cold or heat to help a resident or business owner in need. It is you who this entire borough owes their sincere thanks for making Fort Lee the greatest and safest place on earth. Each and every one of you are a credit to yourselves and the Fort Lee Fire Department. It has been an honor of a lifetime to serve as your chief, and I thank each and every one of you. In closing, I would like to thank my parents, Kevin and Nancy, for raising me in a town that I have grown to love and will never leave. To my wife, Nadine, my daughter, Ivy, and my son, Eli, thank you for allowing me to serve this great town. Without your love and continued support, I would not be standing here today. To my fellow residents, business owners, commuters, and daily visitors, you should know that we have the most dedicated and committed governing body, workforce, and volunteers in the state of New Jersey and beyond. God bless the Fort Lee Fire Department, God bless the borough of Fort Lee, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
I'd like to now call up Chief Peluso. Chief, if you please come forward. I think we have some presentation.
At this time, I would like to summon up Deputy Chief Onufray and Battalion Chief Klein to assist. Chief Drumgold, if you could please step back up. Chief Drumgold, it's our honor and our privilege to present you this plaque with your 3 chief shields and an emblem from each company for your dedicated service to the fire department and to the borough. Thank you.
Chief, there's something else there. Is that, Al, that bag?
Yes, that's for the outgoing chief as well. I'll be taking the mayor and council for you.
Okay.
A little something, yes, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Brian.
Token of our appreciation. Thank you.
Just as Pat is collecting his thoughts, I gotta tell you, we're pushing the beginning of the 3rd year of new chief, who is as dedicated and is as committed and experienced as anyone we've had. And Pat, you are an absolute, it's a privilege to know you as well. And I know we are in good hands going forward. So the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. Good evening, Mayor Sokolich, council members, officers, and members of the Fort Lee Fire Department, family and friends here present or watching online. I stand before all of you incredibly honored and humbled to serve the borough of Fort Lee in the capacity of Chief of the Department for 2022. To serve as Chief of the Department has been a dream and passion of mine since I started my fire service career almost 20 years ago. Following in my father's footsteps, I entered the doors of company number 4 a Sunday, May afternoon and said, "Hi, I want to join." Little did they know what was in store for them. There have been no shortage of laughs, camaraderie, and support along my journey and rise through the ranks. Along the way, I was taught and learned many valuable life lessons and leadership lessons. I want to thank the membership of the Fort Lee Fire Department for believing in me and for their support to allow me to serve as your chief of the department. I'd also like to take a moment to thank ex-Chief Savaggio and Drumgoole for leading the department the past 2 years during these unprecedented times of COVID-19. Though we've had to modify certain aspects of how we do things, these 2 men stopped at nothing to keep the department from moving forward. I look forward to working with Deputy Chief Onufray, Battalion Chief Klein, the 2022 line officers, as well as the mayor and council, to keep the department moving forward in training, technology, equipment, apparatus, and anything else-wise to promote the safety as well as helping our citizens. Most important, I look forward to working with the 2022 chiefs, line officers, and members of the Fort Lee Fire Department to ensure that our department is here to assist when someone calls at 911. I would like to thank my family and friends for their support and understanding over the years. Missed meals and events and so forth that I respond to fire calls to help the citizens of Fort Lee and surrounding towns. But hey, I guess that's par for the course, right? I would be remiss if I did not thank the membership of Palisades Company number 4 for their endless support, guidance, especially patience, and friendship, some of which I consider like family. Guys and gals, you keep me grounded and true to where I came from. Words cannot begin to express how incredibly grateful I am for your support during my dad, you all know as John's illness. I know he and others that have passed before him from the department are looking down on us and keeping us safe. He was very proud to be a Fort Lee firefighter, and he was incredibly proud of my accomplishments. I would like to thank my mother, Susan, for her love and support. Together, she and my father raised and shaped me into the person I am. I know she's incredibly proud of my accomplishments, most of all now being elected as chief of this great department. Last and most important of all, I would like to thank my wife, Dana, whom is also a member of the department. She is my rock and strength. Even though she won't always admit it, she is my biggest supporter. Even though she's a member of the fire department, she understands the lifestyle, but she's endured so much as I was climbing through the ranks of the department. Without her understanding, patience, major patience, and support, I would not be standing here before you. In closing, I am proud to stand before you all as chief for 2022. I wish you and your families a happy and healthy year. Guys and gals, let's be safe, and let's all go home to our families after each and every call.
Chief, with your permission, I'll start the swearing-ins. Absolutely. So, we're gonna first do second lieutenants, and who do I have? Is Jimmy Rumi here? Jimmy, come on up. Joe Rodriguez, Angel Garcia, and is Anthony Pickenich here also? Anthony's here, right? Great. Where's the Bible? Bible?
Bible. Bible.
Oh, there we go. So what I'm gonna suggest is you all hold the Bible, and then you all raise your left hand. Now it's your right hand, excuse me. In the beginning, I'm gonna ask you just to repeat your names, and then everybody's gonna say the swearing in, and then at the end, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this part individually, all of this we'll do together, okay? So you guys ready? Where's Jimmy?
Right here.
Repeat after me. I, Jimmy Rumi.
I, Jimmy Rumi.
I, Joe Rodriguez.
I, Joe Rodriguez.
I, Angel Garcia.
I, Angel Garcia.
I, Anthony Pickenich.
I, Anthony Pickenich.
And all of you do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of,
of the office of,
and now individually, for James Rooney, Second Lieutenant for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 1.
Second Lieutenant for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 1.
For Joe Rodriguez, Second Lieutenant for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 2.
Second Lieutenant for the Borough of Fort Lee, Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 2.
Angel Garcia, Second Lieutenant, Company 3. Just read that.
Second Lieutenant for the Borough of Fort Lee, Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 3.
And finally, Anthony, Second Lieutenant, Company 4. Read that.
Second Lieutenant for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 4.
And all of us again, according to the best of our ability,
according to the best of our ability,
so help us God.
so help us God.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you. Sorry about the children. Sorry for that. Congratulations. So we're gonna ask three jumpers is the first word. You guys signed, right? Crazy what this pandemic makes you do, right? Give me one sec, folks. I'm just signing the oaths. And now, First Lieutenant Josh Abaskal. Josh is here? Josh is not. Phil Craddock? Phil's here? Hey, Phil. I saw you before. I'm starting to lose my memory. Also, Kenny Richter? Kenny is not here. And how about Alex Acosta? Alex. So we're going to do it. I'm going to ask Phil Craddock, and we'll just like you did on the last one. So you guys can go on either side. You're going to hold the Bible with your left hand and raise your right. Repeat after me. I, Phil Craddock.
I, Phil Craddock,
I, Alex Acosta.
I, Alex Acosta,
Now, both of you do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of
of the office of,
Phil, First Lieutenant,
First Lieutenant for the Borough of Fort Lee, Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 2.
thank you, and, excuse me, Alex,
First Lieutenant of the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 3.
both of you, according to the best of our ability,
To the best, according to the best of our ability.
so help us God.
So
help us God.
Congratulations, guys. Great job. Next are captains, Mary. Hey, Mary. Michael Contento, Michael here. Hey, Michael. Come on up. Sam Golly, Sam. Chris Richter. Hey, guys. Sam, who's finding all the, like, the IT while you're up here? This is gonna be a Oh, boy. I see Brian going to that computer, uh-oh. All right, guys, so why don't all of you hold it with your left hand and raise your right, if you could do that, can you manage that? So I'm gonna ask you in the beginning, just your name individually, and then we're going to read your office, and everything else will be together, okay? So, and speak up, so everybody hears you. I, Mary Bajotis.
I, Mary Bajotis,
I, Michael Contento.
I, Michael Convento,
Samuel Valley.
I, Samuel Bellis,
I, Christopher Richter. Everyone do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution. Of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of the same. And to the governments established. In the United States. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. And that I will faithfully. Impartially. And justly perform. All of the duties. Of the office of. In the case of Christopher Richter.
Captain for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 4.
In the case of Michael Contento.
Captain for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 2.
In the case of Mary Bajotis.
Captain for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 1.
And in the case of Samuel Valley.
Captain of the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, Company Number 3.
All of you, according to the best of our ability.
According to the best of our ability.
So help us God.
So help us God.
Congratulations and thank you. Okay. Battalion Chief, John, come on. John. All you, sir. Come on up. Yeah, absolutely. Here you go, man. Crazy. Hey, guys, you gonna hold the Bible, Dad? Grandpa, excuse me. That's right, what am I saying? We have to start over again. Come on. Anyway, I'm just realizing that we have here, now I'm putting one on one together. It's not easy, it's the end of a long day, I'm sorry. You ready, sir? Yes. And you can repeat after me. I, John Klein.
I, John Klein,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of Battalion Chief for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, term expiring December 31, 2022.
Battalion Chief of the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, term expiring December 31st, 2022.
According to the best of my ability,
According to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. John, when was the last time you were
30 years ago.
Mary, right through.
Congratulations. Good job. Thank you. John, you're right. Where's Rich? Here he is. Isn't it nice to be here doing this? You know, you consider it a journey, right? Oh, this is helpful. So left hand the Bible, and you're gonna raise your right hand, and you're gonna repeat after me. You ready? I, Richard Onyefer,
I, Richard Onyefer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Deputy Chief for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, term expiring December 31, 2022.
Deputy Chief for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, term expiring December 31st, 2022,
According to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you. There you go. Wear it well. Congratulations, Rich. Congratulations, man. Pat, you ready? Come on up, man. You're not gonna be asking us for any new trucks during the course of the next year, are you, by any chance?
No, I did that already.
You did
Ready,
that,
ready.
right?
Can I have my mother and my,
Please, please.
Brian?
Ladies, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Very good, thank you. So face this way. Face this way. Yeah, I'll come over here, probably. And then left hand on the Bible, and you're gonna raise your right hand. And raise your right, and you're gonna repeat after me. I, Patrizio Peluso,
I, Patrizio Peluso,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Fire Chief for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, term expiring December 31, 2022.
Fire Chief for the Borough of Fort Lee Volunteer Fire Department, term expiring December 31st, 2022,
According to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Chief. You should be very proud. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And we are so happy to have him, and you should be very, very proud.
I know John's good.
Okay. You got it, I got it. That, folks, is what we refer to as a pandemic swearing in. We've now concluded our, we've concluded our ceremony, and I'm just gonna tell you, Brian, thank you again, pal, and thank you to your entire administration for getting us through the last year or two. I can't, we're just so in your debt, and to all the officers and chiefs that were sworn in tonight, Godspeed, stay safe, thank you for doing what you do, and you just make us so proud. And to the families and friends of these men and women, we extend a thank you to you as well for letting them do what they do. They risk their lives all the time. You know, I talk to members of the public all the time, and sometimes we have these conversations about resources and all of that. And I said, if you ever want to know how serious is what they do, go to a working fire. It is scary. It is, words can't describe it. I remember at Knightsbridge watching Brian behind that desk coordinating. It's just amazing how all of these men and women are able to do that. And we're just so proud. We're just so proud. So thank you for letting them do what they do. And you guys and girls are always in our prayers. God bless all of you. Good night, and thank you for coming tonight. Our liaisons, we're good? I'm good. We're good. Peter, you good? Good night, everybody. Get home safe.